Hey guys, my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wicked, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. So guys, today we are going to be finding out what are the rumors currently being spread about you. So if you are wondering what the rumor mill has to say about you, then this is going to be the reading for you today. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks, shall we? So for group number 1, we have this geode crystal. For group number 2, we have this gorgeous quartz crystal. And then last but not least, for group number 3, we have the beautiful rose quartz coming through as well. Now guys, I want you to go ahead and take a very big deep breath in. And now I want you to please let it out. And now I want you to please close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about what rumors are currently being spread about you. I want you to think about what people are saying and what exactly is going on in that rumor mill. Okay? Now, whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever crystal your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one crystal, then definitely feel free to check out those extra messages as well. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends. Hello, group 1. So if you felt called to this gorgeous geode crystal today, then hey, hello, how are y'all? And welcome to this reading. So guys, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for deciding to stop by this fabulous side of TarotTube. I'm so grateful for every single one of you for deciding to be a part of this tarot experience. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and place this right here next to my other gorgeous crystals, and let's go ahead and start shuffling through your cards. So, by the way, I want to apologize because I am like really sick right now. I am as sick as a dog, and so if my voice sounds a little crazy, if it sounds kind of hoarse, that's why. It's because I'm super sick. But guys, I love y'all so much, and I love giving readings like this, so I just couldn't pass up a chance to make a reading for y'all. I couldn't wait for myself to get better because that would have taken too long, you know, so please excuse my voice. But let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards. So what is being said about you? This is 2 cards. I don't think I want 2 cards to come out. I just want 1 card to fly out at one time. Does that make sense? Like, I hope that makes sense. Guys, if I'm not making sense, I'm sorry. It's the sickness. It's the fever. I'm joking. I don't have a fever, but I do have a bad case of sarcasm. Okay, you know what? We're going to take that one. We're going to take that card. So, let's get another card. Spirit, can we get another card for group 1? What is being said about them? What is going on in the rumor mill? I want that one. Let's get one more card. One more card. There we go. Ooh. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. So, first of all, you guys, we have the Knight of Water coming through. We also have the Lovers. We have the 2 of Fire. Oh, shoot! Guys, excuse that. And then last but not least, for for the back of the deck energy, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit does talk about Virgo energy. The Lovers touches on that gorgeous Gemini energy. So you could be a Virgo, a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. If you are, take it as a sign that you're in the right place. If you're not, that's totally okay. This is a very general reading, and that could just be touching on like the general vibes that you kind of give off to people. And that could be like the type of vibe that people are currently discussing on the rumor mill. So if I were to go off of those vibes alone with that Gemini energy, that does talk about someone who is usually very very talkative. This is someone who has so many different friends from so many different like circles, because this is somebody who is very, very social. So you might be someone who is a little bit more on the shyer side, and maybe you're like hearing me tell you that you're social and you're like, what? Like, I don't know what you mean. But you can be shy and still be friendly, if that makes any sense. Like, you could be more on the quieter side, but when people come up to you and start talking to you, then you become a bit more social. Then you start to like loosen up a bit more. And overall, I just think that people do get quite a friendly vibe from you, and people feel like, again, you are quite social. And I think that with that Gemini energy coming through, you just have that type of energy where you can kind of mold yourself depending on which group you're spending time with, because Geminis have this amazing ability at being very diverse. They have this amazing ability at being able to kind of put on a mask in a way and kind of just fit into any group. So Geminis could go to like the cheerleaders and start talking to them about like all their flips that they're doing, all the tumbling that's going on, things like that. And then they can go to like the people that play I don't know, maybe they play the guitar and stuff. And Geminis could have no idea how to play the guitar. They could have no sense of lyricism or musicality. They don't know anything about music, and yet they can sit there and just ask them questions about music, ask them questions about their guitars, and they can just fit in with any group. Like, that is just like their type of superpower. So at the end of the day, I feel like what people are saying about you is the fact that you are a very friendly, very social person. In fact, I feel like people might call you like a social butterfly. And even if you're on the shyer side, they may be saying like, yeah, that chick over there, like, they're shy. But once you get them going, once you make them feel comfortable around you, like, they are so friendly, so social, just so fun to be around. And I think people are also talking about how they just find it so amazing how you have this ability to talk to absolutely anyone and everyone. They find that to be awesome. You can just fit in with any crowd, and that is just something that people really look up to, and they find that to be really cool. And honestly, they probably wish that they could be like that too. They wish that they could be like you and be able to talk to everyone and get along with everyone in the same way that you do. So that's definitely a very interesting quality. And now I am also getting this idea. I feel like you are someone who has a lot of friends. I think that you're someone who, wherever you go, you always make new friends, and you have, again, so many different friend groups. But what's interesting is I think when it comes to like a more romantic sense, I do find you to be someone who is more of a bachelor. I don't think that you're interested in settling down or being in a relationship. And so if you are on this reading today and you are already in a relationship, then this may not be the reading for you today. And maybe if you felt called to any other of my group picks today, then maybe go ahead and watch those. But this still could be representing you, and I will explain that more so. So definitely stay tuned, stay with me. Okay, but I am going to go ahead and talk about the people who are on this reading today, and they are single. But I will be getting back to you in like 1 second, okay? So stick with me, okay? But anyways, for those of you who are single, again, I think that people are saying how they see you as somebody who has so many friends. They do see you as somebody who they would be interested in dating. And that is definitely what people are saying, that they're interested in dating you, but for some reason or another, you seem very unattainable. The reason why I say that is because we have the Hermit card coming through. This talks about somebody who prefers to be on their own. They prefer to just be independent and to just rely on themselves. And so at the end of the day, that is kind of like what people are saying. Like, they feel like you're someone who doesn't want to settle down in a relationship at this time. They feel like you are someone who loves yourself so much that you're not ready to be in a relationship and have to, I don't know, just they just feel like you enjoy being single. They feel like you enjoy being single, you enjoy having your own time, and you don't want to give that up yet. And what's interesting is that if you look at this girl right here, she is like definitely like there by herself, and she's looking down in this like sea here in this ocean, or maybe it's like a little pond, and there's all these fish, and yet she's smiling. She's smiling, right? And so this is giving me the idea that there are so many fish, like plenty of fish in the sea, and yet she's just fine being on her own. And so at the end of the day, I think that you are someone who has so many admirers, and I think that you know how many admirers you have. You know that you're a hot commodity and that a lot of people are interested in dating you, and yet that doesn't bother you at all. Like, you prefer to be on your own and you don't want to be in a relationship, and that makes you so much even more hotter, group one. And so that is what people are saying. They're saying how, like, you could have your pick of the litter, and yet you don't want to you don't want to pick anyone. It's like you're the bachelor on the Bachelorette or whatever. You have all these different people that are vying for your heart. You have so many people that just want you to give them your final rose, and yet it's like you don't even want to be there. You don't even want to be the bachelor. So you'd rather just go off into the sunset, keeping your own rose to yourself and just enjoying your own time. And so yeah, that just finds you to be so much more hotter because you're just so unattainable. And so that's what people are always saying, how unattainable you are. And they're just like, oh, that makes them so much hotter. And so they're always saying how they just want to date you, and yet you don't want to date anyone. And it's just frustrating to people. But yeah, I think that's really cute. I'm even getting the idea that maybe you've had people write songs about you, whether you realize it or not. I think that you've had, one or two people like write a song about you, write a poem about you. The reason why I'm saying that is because this person here is like literally holding a guitar, and they're like looking off into the distance and like singing and playing their guitar. And so yeah, I just think that that's talking about how you could have had people write some songs about you. And I think that this is also just representing how so many people are just always like looking off into the sunset, just thinking about what it would be like to be with you. And I think that people are always lamenting with other people about how sad they are that they can't be with you, that they can't date you. So yeah, that's definitely coming through. And then at the end of the day, you know what? No. Or no, we'll keep talking about this. With the Two of Fire coming through, the Two of Wands, this talks about like destruction, someone who's a little chaotic. And so honestly, people might be saying that you're a little chaotic as well. I don't know, maybe you're just like a little bit of like a spicy fireball type of person. So yeah, that could definitely be something that people are saying about you as well. But going back to my people who are in a relationship right now, if you're in a relationship and you found yourself at this reading, then I'm just getting the idea that, again, people see you as someone who is unattainable, right? They see you as someone who's unattainable, and that could definitely be because you're in a relationship, so people can't date you because you're dating someone else, and that just makes them sad, and that could be something that they talk about all the time. But I'm also getting the idea here that people, they may be feeling like you're in a relationship, and yet you don't really want to be in a relationship, because we have like the Lovers coming through. And if you look at this Lovers card specifically, this, whenever you see like this person is like, there's a group of people, they're all hanging out together. But whenever you traditionally see the Lovers card, it usually represents like a couple being together, loving each other, and just being each other's perfect match and enjoying spending time together. But in contrast, you can see these people like they're all hanging out like in a friend group. And so I'm getting the idea that people, if you're in a relationship right now, a lot of people may be thinking that you're not actually interested in your person who you're with. They may be thinking that you've lost interest in them and you no longer love them. And the reason why they think that is because you could be someone who spends a lot of time with your friends, and maybe people think that you're spending time with your friends so much because of the fact that you want an excuse to not have to spend time with your lover, with your romantic interest, your partner per se. And if you are in a relationship and you're in a happy relationship, you're happy to be with your partner, then again, like, this is talking about how people view you, okay? This is talking about how people view you. And oftentimes how people view you is not actually how you are, how you truly are. Does that make sense? It's just like these celebrities, how in like the gossip magazines, you'll see these paparazzi and journalists saying like, oh, there's trouble in paradise for Tom Holland and Zendaya. Like, and yet that's not true at all. Like, they're so happy together, and you always see them post pictures of each other being together, being happy, and yet there's gossip going around saying like, oh, they're not happy and that they're about to break up and things like that. So this is kind of what this talks about, okay? So if you are watching this and you're like, no, like, I'm in a happy relationship, just keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. This is how people view you. This doesn't necessarily mean how you actually are, and this doesn't represent what's actually going on in your relationship, okay? But at the end of the day, this is what people are thinking. They see you as someone who doesn't seem that interested in your person, and they feel like you would rather be single than be with them. So that's definitely coming through. So yeah, you guys, that is what I'm seeing. And I do think that if they see you as someone who wants to be single, again, I do think a lot of people are interested in dating you. So I do think that they're always like saying to people like, oh, can they just like break up with their person already? Like, they seem like they're not happy with them. When are they going to break up with them? Because I want a chance with them. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Now, before I move on, I am going to go ahead and take like a cough drop because my throat is killing me. So just give me a second, please. By the way, if y'all saw my silly pajama bottoms, ignore them, please. I always am someone that will dress up really nice up here, but down there, I'll just wear, like, pajamas or something because, I mean, usually, like, y'all can't see it, right? I'm under a table. But anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and move on and take a look at your oracle cards. So, Spirit, for group 1, can we get some oracle messages, please? For group 1, thank you. What is being said about them, Spirit? For group 1, what is the rumors being spread about them? What are the rumors being spread about them? And by the way, I remember that I talked about like the Gemini energy earlier, but I realized I forgot to talk about the Virgo energy. The Virgo energy, when this comes through, this usually talks about somebody who is like a really big planner. They are really big about having an idea as to what they should expect for the future. Again, that's where the plans come through. This is someone who just doesn't like to not know what's going on. They like to have a good head on their shoulders. They like to be prepared for absolutely everything. And this is also someone who is really responsible as well. So yeah, you could be someone who people say is very responsible. Maybe you're someone who likes to go out and have fun and party and hang out with your friends, and yet they still see you as someone who can still like buckle down and go to work and get the job done. So yeah, that's what people are saying about you as well, which is really good to see. Now let's take a look at these cards. So we have the Calm card coming through. We have the Child Orphan, and it says independence based on learning to go at it alone, conquering fear of surviving. And then we also have Chakra Fairy coming through. So guys, first of all, with this child orphan card coming through, this honestly makes a lot of sense. So again, we were talking about how people feel like you are someone who likes to go at it alone. You like your independence. You don't like being in a relationship. And I think that for a lot of you, you could have gone through a harder time in your home life. Maybe you didn't have a mom or a dad that was in the picture, or maybe they were there and yet they weren't that reliable and you had to rely on yourself a lot and you had to grow up very quickly. And so now that you're older, you kind of keep that theme going on in your life, that theme of self-resilience, that theme of just wanting to be on your own, because that's how it's always been. And so yeah, I feel like if you have gone through this harder time, if you have gone through this type of situation that I'm talking about, and you're forthright about it, like you talk about it with other people, then that could definitely be something that people mention whenever they're talking about how you're always single, how you're always on your own. They could definitely be saying like, oh, they're just like that because of this, because of what happened. They always had to be on their own, and so that's why they prefer to be on their own now. So that could definitely be something that people talk about, is your past and what you had to go through, because they feel like that is why you are the person that you are today, and that is why you approach relationships the way that you do. Now, this could also be talking about how maybe you have had this type of past and yet you're not out in the open with it. And so maybe people, they don't know whether or not you've gone through these types of things, but that could be something that one or two people have kind of picked up on, and maybe they suspect that you have had a harder past, and that could be something that people talk about in general, right? Whenever you're gone, they could talk about that. Or at the end of the day, since this is a very general reading, maybe you haven't gone through that. Maybe you had a really great childhood growing up. And for those of you who have had a great childhood, then at the end of the day, people may just think you've gone through a harder time in your life because of the fact that you don't want to be in a relationship. They feel like there has to be something to do with your past that has made you want to be on your own. And I find that to be so funny and so silly, because I feel like almost everyone wants to be single, or excuse me, almost everyone wants to be in a relationship, right? Everyone is out there looking for love, and so it's so rare for someone to be on their own, and to be happy. It's so rare. And so I just think that people can't even fathom that you want to be on your own, that you want to be single just because you want to be single, just because you like your independence, because no one else is like that. Everyone else is just like almost codependent on being in a relationship with somebody else. They rely on that like gratification that they get from people, their lovers, like complimenting them and giving them attention, and yet you don't need that. And so I just find that to be so funny and silly how people, everyone is so used to everyone wanting to be in a relationship that they can't even begin to realize that you just want to be on your own. They have to make like excuses for you, saying like, oh, they must have had a tragic past for them to not want to be in a relationship now, right? And this tragic past, it doesn't necessarily have to represent and like go back so far as to represent your family. This could be talking about how maybe people feel like you had like a hard relationship, like a rough relationship with someone. Maybe they felt like you got your heart broken, and that's why you're by yourself. That's why you're on your own. So yeah, that's definitely something that people talk about and bring up with others. We also have the calm card coming. Hey guys, sorry, my camera stopped recording. But as I was saying with the calm card, I feel like when people first meet you, you do give off quite a calm, like chillax vibe. But I think that once people start to get to know you, you do start to vibe a bit more with others. You start to like loosen up and relax, and people do start to see this like more fun side to you. And I think that people, whenever they're talking about you, whenever they're gossiping about you, they're always saying how, yes, like, this person is so calm, like, when you first meet them. But I think that a lot of people see you as someone who is a fireball. They see you as someone who, underneath all that calmness and quietness, like, you are a force of nature. You are kind of spicy. It kind of reminds me of this girl that I met. The first day, she's in my class, and the first day that we all, like, got together in class and we all introduced ourselves, this chick was so quiet. So quiet, you guys. She seemed kind of shy and things like that. But then, as the class progressed, as we kept seeing each other day after day after day, this girl, she just completely changed. She started to become more sassy. She started to be more loud, be more bold. And I feel like that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting from you and that other people pick up from you. And that's something that people talk about. And so maybe when people are gossiping about you, some people might say, like, oh, that person seems, like, so shy. They seem kind of quiet, like, just very calm. And then another person would be like, yeah, no, that is not how they are at all. Like, that is just, like, a front. That's just how they act when they first meet people. That they're just kind of shy at first. But if you get them going, if you get them talking, like, they're a fireball. They spit fire all the time. They are very sassy, very feisty, so just give them time and they will loosen up. And I feel like that is what people say word for word about you. And then last but not least, we have the chakra fairy coming through, and this does give me more of like a spiritual vibe. So you could be someone who is into like spiritual things. Maybe you like tarot readings, which makes sense because, hey, hello, I'm a tarot reader and you're here. Maybe you are like into different types of religion, like studying religion, studying different types of spiritualities, things like that. And if you are, then I definitely feel like that's something that people pick up from you. And so I do think that when people are gossiping about you, they may say something about that, like, oh, did you hear that so-and-so is into tarot? Did you hear that so-and-so, like, likes to learn about different religions or spiritualities or whatnot? This could even talk about how maybe you just have, like, maybe you wear, like, different spiritual things. Like, maybe you have, like, a Tree of Life necklace that you wear, or you wear a lot of moons like me, which kind of gets the rep of being like spiritual if you wear moons or whatnot. Maybe you like to wear crystal necklaces or something like that. There could be something about your style that has more of a spiritual vibe to it, and so that could be something that people are talking about. Maybe they're just saying that they like that style. So yeah, at the end of the day, that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, Group 2. So if you felt called to this gorgeous quartz crystal today, then hey, hello, how are you? And welcome to this fabulous side of TerraTube. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for deciding to stop by my channel today. I just feel so blessed every day to be able to make videos for y'all, and it just means so much to me to be able to have you guys just join in and be a part of this reading today. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just place this off to the side like so. And let's take a look at your tarot cards. Now, guys, I also want to go ahead and apologize because my voice is not it today. I am actually suffering from quite a bad cold. I have been chugging the Dayquil, but anyways, my voice is like really hoarse right now, and so I do apologize about that in advance. But let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards, okay? So, Spirit, for Group 2, can we get some messages, please? For Group 2, what are people saying about them? What is the rumors being spread about them? Can we get some message, please? What rumors are being spread about my Group 2 folks, please? No reversals. What rumors are being spread about them? Okay, you guys, so we have like 2 cards that came out. I'm just going to take the card that was like flipped up looking at me like right in the eyes, and I'm going to put the other one back in the deck like so. Let's put that right here. Spirit, can we get one more card, please? One more card for Group 3. Okay. Okay, guys. You know what? 2 cards came through. We're going to take it. Okay? Because they're both, like, flipped up. They're both looking at me. Alrighty. So for the back of the deck energy, we have the Page of Earth coming through. Very beautiful card. Maybe I'm a little biased saying that because I am an Earth sign, and that's an Earth card. But anyways, you guys, let's talk about these cards that are coming through. So, first of all, we have the Queen of Fire. We have the Ace of Earth. We have the Ten of Air. The Four of Water. And again, the Page of Earth. So, I definitely feel like you are at a new beginning in your life right now. And I do think that this new beginning is more so talking about your career or school life here. You could have just, like, taken a new type of avenue within your career or work or school life. Maybe you were pursuing a certain type of job for a long time. Like, maybe you were working somewhere for a long time and then you decided to take a new job opportunity somewhere else. Maybe you've been going to school and doing the same type of pathway for a long time. Maybe you've been going to school for medicine, but now you decided that medicine's not for you, and so you're going to be doing something else, like maybe in engineering or math or whatever, right? And so, going off of that, I'm also getting the idea that if this is not talking about school or work, then this could be talking about just your life in general and, like, your mental health. I am getting the idea that you could be working on your mental health, working on just you right now at the moment, and just working on growing yourself and trying to become a better version of you. So this could be talking about your mental health or your physical health as well. Maybe you're trying to turn a new leaf and start working out more and stuff like that. But I think that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever new pathway you've decided to go on, it's something that almost wasn't even a choice that you made. I feel like this choice to have this new pathway, to go down this new pathway, it was something that was made for you, and you had to just kind of go with it, and you didn't really want to have to do this, but, you know, it just happened, and so that's what you're doing. So what I mean by that is that maybe going back to that school example, maybe you were going to school for medicine, but you just weren't making good grades and you weren't understanding the material that you were learning. It was just too hard for you, and so you decided, like, hey, this is just, like, I can't do this. I need to go and change my career path because this is too hard for me. I need to find something else that will better suit me. And so it was something that you didn't want to have to do, and yet the choice was kind of taken out of your hands, and so you just had to go with it. Now, if this is talking about your career opportunity that you recently took, maybe you wanted to still work at the company that you were working at, right? Before you took that job opportunity, but maybe there were people at the job that were mean to you, or maybe you felt like you were about to get fired, and so you had to make that career change really quickly. You had to, like, go and take that offer somewhere else because you felt like your boss was going to fire you, or you just didn't feel safe and secure in that environment any longer because maybe there were just people really being mean to you. If this is talking about your health, maybe you got diagnosed with some type of health issue, and so that made you have to go out and change your eating habits and change the way that you are living your life, start to have more of start to incorporate more of a, like, workout session in your life, right? Does that make sense? So yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like you are working on you. You're working on yourself. You are going after this new job, this new career change, but it's not something that you wanted to do. And so at the end of the day, I feel like people are talking about that. They're talking about that change that has occurred in your life. They're talking about how you are doing something different, and they're also talking about what led you to have this change within your life. And at the end of the day, I am kind of getting this idea that I feel like whatever new change that you're making, whether you realize it or not, this is a good change for you. And I think that other people are seeing that. And that is what people are talking about here. The reason why I'm saying that is because we have the Ace of Earth and we also have the Four of Water. So whenever the Four of Water comes through, this talks about somebody wanting to give you a gift, right? But you can't see it because you're so focused on like what's not going well in your life that you can't see this gift that's being like placed in front of you. And the Ace of Earth, this talks about having a new beginning in your finances, in your life, in your health, in your schooling here. So yeah, people are just saying how they feel like whatever change is happening in your life, this is a great change. This is a good change for you. This is a blessing. This is putting you on a path for new beginnings and new excitement and opportunities. And yet they're also saying how they feel like you are just not really open to it. They feel like you're just kind of glum and you're not really seeing the blessing that this is. You're looking at this blessing and you're seeing it as a curse. And so yeah, but what's also beautiful here is that we have the Queen of Fire. And the Queen of Fire talks about someone who is passionate. This talks about someone who is independent. This talks about someone who follows their heart and who's just very popular and, again, just passionate and charismatic. And so I think that as you go down this new path, even though this isn't something that you wanted, I think that you are slowly starting to gain that passion. You're slowly starting to gain that excitement. You're starting to gain more of a self-assurance for yourself. I think that you're starting to become more confident. That confidence is growing. And so people are saying how, whether you see it or not, they see how your whole demeanor is shifting because you have started down this new path, because you've started to incorporate a new health routine, because you started to work on your mental health, because you took that new job opportunity, you changed your schooling here, your major. They're seeing this whole new shift in your life and in your personality, and they just see you glowing up before their very eyes, and they're just so proud of you. Like, they're so proud of you, and I think that they're just talking about how happy they are that you made this change and that you're going down this new path, and they're just talking about how you're just changing so much, and all these changes that are taking place are good changes. So yeah, people are just very, very happy for you, and they're also just saying that they hope that eventually you'll start to realize that this is a good change as well, and they hope that you'll accept this new change and be excited for what's to come within your new life, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards here. Oh, it is worth mentioning, since we did have the Queen of Fire coming through, that does talk about fire signs. So I'm talking about Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So you could be one of those signs, Sun, Rising, or in Venus. If you are, take it as a sign that you're in the right reading today. If you're not, that's totally okay. This is a very general reading. Not everything may resonate, so just take it, just let it go and let it flow, okay? But anyways, let's see what else wants to come through here. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I love how the cards, like all these cards that are coming through, because it just matches so well. It goes so well with what I've been saying. And this just further proves that tarot is just so real. I can't wait to talk about these cards with you guys. So let's take that one. Okay, so you guys, literally, we have Shapeshifter. What have we been talking about? You are going through a huge, major shift within your life. And that shift is causing you to shift into a whole new person, okay? And so, yeah, people are talking about this shift that are coming through. They're talking about this new person that you're becoming. And we have radiate coming through. So they're saying how you're just radiating, like you're glowing, okay? You're glowing. And honestly, guys, for some of you, I'm not gonna lie, maybe you have recently gotten pregnant. The reason why I'm saying that is because we have beloved coming through, and this girl is literally like holding a child. And so, yeah, maybe that change in your health is that you found out you're pregnant, and so you're trying to become more healthy. You're trying to become aware of like what you're putting in your body, because you're actually like holding a baby in your body, so you have to be very healthy, right? Maybe you're someone who used to partake in the drugs, right? Maybe you smoked a little weed and now you're realizing that you can't do that now, and so you're not doing that because you're pregnant. Just things like that, right? So that could be just for like one or two of you, but if you are pregnant, people are just really proud of you, and they feel like you're glowing. They feel like this pregnancy, whether you realize it or not, they think that it's like the best thing that could happen to you. They feel like it's really putting you on a good pathway, and they're just really proud of how you're handling it as well, because with all this like earth energy coming through, I just feel like people see you as someone who is being very responsible, and they're just proud of how you're handling it with so much ease and like so much grace, okay? Maybe it's not something that you really wanted. Maybe it wasn't something that you expected, but you're handling it with so much grace, and they're proud of you for that. But that's just for like a few of you guys. If you're not pregnant, then I think that this is just talking about how, again, they just feel like you're glowing. They feel like you're radiating with this new change. And I think that this kind of represents like how everyone is like viewing you right now. And this baby here kind of represents, or excuse me, this person here, this represents people, like people in general as you're talking about you, if that makes any sense. And the baby, that represents you, okay? Because I feel like you are kind of like a baby, right? You're a baby in the way that you're going down a new path. You're starting something new, and so that just makes me think of like a newborn baby. And like people are kind of just like holding you up, and they're just like so proud of you. They're like, oh, look at my person, like look at this, look at my friend, look at my girlfriend, boyfriend, they, them friend, like look at them, like they are shining. They are doing this new thing. They're going down this new path, and I'm just so proud of them, and I love them so much. So yeah, that's just what people are saying about you. Everyone is just saying nothing but good things, and they're just proud of you, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, group 3. So if you felt called to this beautiful rose quartz crystal today, then hey, hello, how are y'all? And welcome to this fabulous side of TerraTube. So guys, I just want to say thank you so much for deciding to stop by my channel today, for deciding to be a part of this reading today. It just means so much to me to be able to have you guys just want to hang out with me for a while. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just place this off to the side like so. And let's start taking a look at some of your tarot cards. Now, I do want to apologize because my voice is so hoarse right now, and that is because I am as sick as a dog. I'm so sick right now, and yet instead of chillaxing and not making a video, I decided to do the exact opposite. I just love making videos for y'all, so I didn't want to have to wait for myself to get better, because I don't know. I just love y'all, okay? So, yeah, if my voice sounds bad, I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and just continue on with this reading. So, Spirit, can we get some messages, please? For group 3, what are the rumors being spread about them? Can we get some tarot tea, please? What are the rumors being spread about them? Can we get some messages, please, for group 3? I think I'm gonna take that card. Get another card for group 3, Spirit. Group 3. Take that one. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so for the back of the deck energy, we do have the Judgment card coming through. That does talk about the Virgo signs. So you could be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. Now, taking a look at your other cards, we have the Hanged Man. That does talk about like Pisces and Cancerian energy. So you could be a Pisces or a Cancer. We have the Nine of Fire. And then last but not least, we have the Knight of Earth. So the Knight of Earth, that does talk about earth signs. So again, you could be a Virgo because a Virgo is an earth sign. You could also be a Capricorn or a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. Now, if you are one of those signs, then just take it as a sign that you are in the right reading today. If you are not, that's totally okay. This could just be talking about like the vibe that you give off to people, okay? But anyways, you guys, talking about what people are currently saying about you, I'm definitely getting the idea that you are kind of going through, I feel like you could be in the midst of going through a big change within your life, and yet you're still not quite there yet. I think that for the longest time, you've kind of been like evaluating where you are at in your life right now, and I feel like you're not exactly happy with where you're at. I don't know if this is talking about your job or if this is talking about like your relationships, like the relationships you've had, or just anything else in general. But whatever it is, I think that you're feeling kind of stuck right now. You're not feeling very happy with where you're at. And yet you're still out here just like working your hardest and still trying to just, just keep pushing it, right? You don't want to give up, okay? And so at the end of the day, what people are saying about you is that they are proud of you. Like, they're proud of you for continuing to keep working. They're proud of the fact that you just don't give up whatsoever. You just don't have that, like, in you. You're just someone who is just so bold, and you're so brave, and you're a fighter, right? But I am getting this idea that people are also saying that they wish that you would just kind of stop focusing. How do I say this? It's almost like they wish that you would give up so that you can have a new beginning in your life. And it's not necessarily like giving up. It's just more like saying goodbye to this chapter in your life, like closing it up. Because whenever you close a chapter, that doesn't mean that you're giving up per se. That just means that you're letting this go because it's no longer suiting you. It's no longer giving you the joy that it once did. It's no longer helping you grow. And so you're going somewhere else where you can grow. Does that make sense? So if you are no longer happy in your job, then maybe it's time to close that chapter. Maybe you have been working for the same company for a really long time and trying to get a promotion, and yet for some reason or another your boss just will not give you that promotion. They just always pass you up for it. They never give it to you, and yet you don't want to give up on it because you've been here for so long. You want to keep working. You want to work until you get that position, and yet people are looking at you and they're saying like, this person is just like, their boss just isn't going to give it to them. They're not going to give them that promotion. They need to say goodbye to this job and go somewhere new where they can climb up that ladder and get the promotions that they deserve. Does that make sense? This could even be talking about a relationship. Maybe you've been in a certain relationship with someone, a romantic connection with someone for a very long time, and maybe you've been wanting to get married. Maybe you've been wanting to settle down more, or maybe you just want more of a connection. Like, maybe you want to take things to the next level and move in with them, but for some reason or another they've just been saying no to moving in. They've been making excuses, or they've been saying that they're not ready to get married or settle down. And so people are just saying that you need to let go of that person so that you can find someone who will be ready to take things to the next level with you. So at the end of the day, people are saying how they see you as someone who is a fighter. You are a fighter, but sometimes there are some fights that you're not going to win. There are some fights that you're not going to win, and you have to be able to walk away from that fight. You have to be able to walk away from that fight and go somewhere new. And so That's what people are saying. That's what I'm seeing here. And at the end of the day, with the Knight of Earth coming through, this does talk about someone who's very responsible. This talks about somebody who's very determined and who, again, is a fighter. Like, this is someone who plans their future, and once they plan for that future, they will not give up on it. They will just slowly but surely make steps towards that future until they're there. Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, what people are saying about you is that you're very reliable, you're very responsible, you're someone who's also like a planner. Once you have your eye set on a certain goal, you don't give up on it, and people appreciate it. They love your drive, they love your determination. But again, sometimes what you want for yourself is not what you're meant to have, okay? So you may be wanting to have this certain position at this job that you've been at for a really long time, but maybe that's not what you're meant to have. Maybe you've been wanting to settle down or take things to the next step with this lover here, but that's not what they want. So you have to be able to veer and shift gears so that you can go where you're meant to go. Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, that's what people are saying about you. That's what they've been talking about. Look at that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have cleanse. People are saying it's time for you to cleanse. It's time for you to let go of these things and go somewhere new. It's time for you to have a new beginning, okay? It's time for you to have a new beginning. Okay. We have victim coming through. We have victim. That's interesting. Maybe you are a victim, group 3. Maybe you are a victim of abuse. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone and that person is being rude to you. Maybe you're being abused and you don't even realize it. Or maybe you are a victim of just this job, right? Of this job and of this boss that is not being very nice to you, right? And so at the end of the day, people are seeing you as someone who is being treated very unfairly. They're seeing you as someone who's being treated unfairly. And they just want you to be able to go somewhere new. They want you to go somewhere new where you can finally shine and grow and level up in the way that you deserve to level up. Does that make sense? Now, last but not least, we have pedestal. And yeah, I think this is talking about how you kind of have your future on a pedestal. Group 3. People see you as someone who has your future on a pedestal. You know exactly what you want, and you're just so stubborn. Like, you don't want to change your pathway. You don't want to make any type of changes, and yet people feel like the best thing that you can do right now for yourself is to make this change. So at the end of the day, that is what people are saying about you. They're so proud of you for being such a fighter, for being the fighter that you are, for never wanting to give up. But they also just want you to have the best life that you can have, and they feel like the best life that you could have is one where you finally let go of this certain thing within your life that's no longer serving you. So yes, you guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys.